Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys are all doing well, and welcome to this live showdown between the Warriors of Chaos and the Empire. So it should be quite a bit of fun. Now, as far as the build goes, probably going with the big chicken is going to be the best bet. I have used Kolek in this matchup. He's pretty good against like Empire Heavy Cav, against not Reichsguard, but like Demogryph Knights, Empire Knights, Karl Franz type characters. But Chicken is just so durable, and Lore of Metal isn't bad here. Final Transmutation can do some big work, and honestly, Searing Doom is not bad against like boxes of handgunners and things like that. So we'll see. So he's saying, oh, hey man. Hey, how's it going? So we shall do Glorious Battle this day. Hopefully he doesn't know the build I'm going to be using. He could just go to my channel. I feel like that always, I don't know if that happens to me, but I feel like sometimes like the builds I use are just like, if he just goes to my most recent Chaos vs Empire matchup, you can usually like know what I'm going to play. But against Empire, I actually do like Spawn. They can block up Empire Heavy Cav and tear through pretty much any type of infantry. So I like to get a couple of those bad boys. I historically have used Hell Cannons, but I think I'm going to be taking more of an aggressive approach. 100% want to get Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes, really good at kiting Heavy Cav and give you some really solid mobile pressure. Chicken. What do I do with you? Like, I really want to bring Kolek, but he's so susceptible to being sniped by Empire. Yeah, I think Chicken's the best bet. Final Transmutation is not bad, of course. I guess if I nail Franz or some Heavy Cav, you can usually get a couple off, but Plague of Rust is nice. We could go the Plague of Rust Searing Doom route just to mix it up. I'm sure you guys are kind of sick of seeing just the Final Transmutation. I mean, it's very, very powerful, but this is also like a little bit more dynamic. Like Plague of Rust works well with Chaos Spawn because they have low AP values, so you can typically do pretty well for yourself. So we'll get the Demon's View as well. I really like having them as like a flanking tool. Chaos Knights, I'm not a huge fan of Chaos Knights. Bringing, either a Shaggoth or Summoners of Rage can be useful as well, so we'll get those guys. We definitely want some Hounds. And from here, we have a little bit of dough left. We could cut Metal Shifting. I mean, I guess it's okay. It gives your entire army some pretty good stats. So, my time to relax. I'm ready, mate. Sounds good. Almost ready. Only because I have to rant about this. These picks I have here. So we got Demon's View. We have our Chaos Marauder front line. Spawn will be pushing up. We have plenty of mobile harass with Warhounds to, kind of pressure Pistoliers and things like that. I could just get another basic Marauder Horseman. Pardon me, man, I just love using the Hell Cannon, but against Empire, it just doesn't seem super strong. If they have like a single cannon, they can usually outtrade you. And then you also have to allocate resources to defend it, like leave a halberd back there or something, because, Empire does have some decent mobility with their cavalry. So, all right, so we got the throwing axes, we got Summoners of Rage and Hounds, and from here, I guess, a Feral Manticore would be nice. I mean, I don't have a ton of great, single entity beaters, like fighting like a Franz type character, but I guess like Spawn plus Marauders and those type of dudes can do the trick. So let's just get one more Marauder Horseman and I think we'll be okay. So good luck, have fun. We are on Schwarzhofen, I believe. Schwarzhofen? Yeah, I think so. All right, so we got our Searing Doom, we got our Plague of Rust. I could have just gotten another spell. Transmutation of Lead is okay, but yeah, I think Plague of Rust should do the trick. Mainly going to be using that with either the Forsaken or the Spawn. So if the Forsaken, for example, charge into some Greatswords, they're going to be able to tear them apart with Plague of Rust. You can put Greatswords down to like 30 armor or something, which is really nasty. Because their melee defense isn't great, right? They're a unit that really banks on the juicy armor to keep them alive. So yeah, guys, hope you're doing well. We're loading into the map here. It's funny, whenever I see this tooltip, it reminds me of the good old days of the Lizardmen. I don't know if you guys remember, when Warhammer 2 first launched, Lizardmen actually got healing from Cold Blood. It was crazy, man. Like, the amount of heals you could get, it was just ludicrous. But yeah, I used to play a lot of Lizardmen back then, but not as much since that. But yeah, just trying to practice Chaos. Chaos is one of the few factions I think I can be competitive with. Probably, 3 or 4 I could be competitive with, but it is what it is. So let's get these guys lined up like so. Big thing is making sure the Empire Heavy Cav can't just like get freebies on your infantry. All right, so Weird Spawn can be, we're gonna offset Weird Spawn. Yeah, we're gonna do them just like that. Just saturate those guys in the front battle lines here. His army size is about the same as mine, so no fancy tricks there, it looks like. Forsaken can be out on the wings here by the Weird Spawn. They actually team up really well. Weird Spawn with Armor Centering plus those bad boys can do some work. Summoners of Rage can be here with 1 unit of Hounds. The other Hounds are going to be like harassing, and these guys can be harassing as well. Just kind of poking. Marauder Horsemen are always useful. Really, really important, I think, for competitive Chaos play. All right, so I think we're good to go. We'll lock the formation just to get that battle group moving up. I just woke up like literally like 20 minutes ago, so I might not be the sharpest, but we're trying hard, baby. We're doing it. Ready when you are. The old hand getting better by the day. slowly but surely getting back into the rhythm of things. I think more or less I'm probably about as on point as I was before my surgery now, which is good. So I can, you know, start joining some tournaments again and doing things like that, which I'm quite excited about. Do I want to Vanguard the Hounds? I mean, I could try and get lucky and catch like some Pistoliers or something right here. People like to do Vanguard deployments like often on the weak sides of the formation. If he does do it here, basically we just have to send the Marauders out. These guys are like dedicated to deal with heavy cav. Good luck. All right, let's do it, man. Let's have some fun. My opponent does have a pretty cav heavy build. Who's that up in the sky? Is that going to be Gelt? Oh, what a hero. He's got Gelt Daddy. All right, so we're just going to push in. We have a fairly static build, right? So Pistoliers are really good at kiting us. So the main thing is we want to like screen them with Marauders and just kind of keep them from shooting anything of value. Aside from that, he's got some Demogryph Knights over here. So yeah, we definitely want to rotate over there to prepare to intercept those guys, get our heavy cav here. And yeah, so far so good. So yeah, we have to play a tight game in advance on his infantry, slowly but surely. And it looks like he did let us get a little bit of an engagement on those Pistoliers. No, not really. He was able to pull back before anything substantial happened. All right, Hounds, just keep moving up. You guys keep going. And yeah, again, we're just kind of screening the movement of those demis. I'd really like to force a fight against the Demogryph Knights. Does he have nets? No, he doesn't. Okay. Looks like Plague of Rust and some other goodies in that respect. Very cool. All right, Marauder Horsemen, go do a little bit of poke and stroke here. We'll get these spawn moving up there to potentially fight those guys. We will see. Yeah, the demis, if we can get the Hounds on the demis, that's going to be really, really sweet. All right, so Horsemen, just keep going. Warp Chicken can kind of move up and grind those guys. And it looks like he is coming in for an engagement here. This is really risky for him, because if he gets caught by my Hounds, that's going to be bad news bears. All right, you guys can go ahead, intercept those demis. And yeah, we have Hounds on him now. We could Plague of Rust him. Yeah, I'm actually not opposed to a Plague of Rust here. Yeah, and these Horsemen can chase here. Summoners of Rage, just keep hunting. Looks good to me. Screen, 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 get all you guys going. And how's this fight going here? Let's pull you guys back. Oh, he's pulling back, that's fine. Great, so we can do the same thing. Yeah, just keep pressuring these demis, 100%. Because, you know, that's an expensive unit. If we're able to catch them, that's going to be really strong. Right. Pull these guys back. Pull you guys back. Perfect, so demis are still being hunted. Poison proving to be really nice. It is getting us, the Plague of Rust got us a little bit of extra damage. We're very blobbed up here. I don't think he has Final Transmutation on Gelt. I think he just had like a little bit of support stuff. Yeah, so no problem. All right, so now we're in the infantry lines. It looks like some demis are coming in here. So we could actually go here, get the Horsemen going to intercept them. And you guys can go there too. Cool, so the infantry kind of cut those guys off, which is great. Summoners of Rage need to keep hunting. Warp Chicken can go here, and you Horsemen, we can pull over here and down and under. You guys can form a bit of a defensive screen here. And do we have any Searing Dooms we want to drop? No, we could drop it like, yeah, try and time it right there to get those infantry coming in. Throwing Axes, go ahead and pop them right in the face. You guys can go into melee. That was actually pretty good. That turned out to be okay. Very good. All right, so demis are going pretty ham here, unfortunately. So let's just pull back, and we kind of have to yield that engagement to an extent. But we did get these demis, so we're going to 100% chase them off the battlefield because my opponent is using some fat healing. So let's go ahead and collapse here. You guys can go there. And these Horsemen can just keep skirmishing. We'll go ahead and put them in skirmish mode so we don't have to worry about that. And the Throwing Axes, I don't know what's gotten into them, but I think we put them in melee mode, which was a little bit of a mistake. All right, cut through the Great Swords, cut through the Great Swords. Chicken and company rotating over. Demogryph Knights should be taken out by Summoners of Rage. And we, of course, you know, it's tactical reserves. And honestly, we didn't forget them for that long, which is good. So you Horsemen, let's go ahead and see if we can collapse on these guys here. Get the Poison Hounds to go after these ones, and you guys can go here. No, we gotta pull back, Demis are coming. All right, Chicken. We're collapsing on the Great Swords on the top. Is there any Plague of Rust opportunities? Not really, but those guys have been crumped pretty good. Get you guys pulling down here to tear through these spears. And now we are in a bit of a kiting game, so yeah, all good. Marauder Horsemen with Throwing Axes. Yeah, we need to just pull back. Those Demogryph Knights are going to give us the business. And let's go ahead and cast another one of these right here. And Demogryph Knights can be intercepted by you. And Summoners of Rage should be chasing those demis off the battlefield, and they should be good. I don't think we need to escort them anymore. Very good. So yeah, we're getting a little bit of good kiting here. We'll put them here just in case I get a little bit lazy with my micro and forget about them. And here the Demon's Spew will actually come in and do some good work. But we don't want to like separate our army too much. With Chaos, I think in this matchup, it's pretty important to stay really tight. Plague of Rust these guys. That'll really make those Great Swords die quite a bit quicker. Marauders can buffer out, screen there. And can we catch these demis? Doesn't look like it. Let's pull the spawn back. Cool, so the kiting's going well. He's trying to chase us down with Gelt, but, you know, it is what it is. Like, we don't have to worry too much about that. Great Swords are doing their thing. Demon Spew really just doing a ton of damage. Demon Spew can just methodically hunt after, you know, all these, like, you know, squishier units here. Great Swords up in the high ground. Let's go ahead and polish them off. And Summoners of Rage can go after the Great Swords, which is not bad. And you guys can go after them. All right, Chicken. Let's pull you back. Looks like that battle has been won. We're still able to kite pretty well here. Marauder Horseman. If all else fails, just put them in auto skirmish mode and just hope that things go well for you. Pistoliers, where are they going to be camping? Right there, more or less. Oh, come on, chicken. Don't do me like that. Great. So yeah, you can see the Demon Spew just tearing through these guys for sure. Up on the high ground, this is should be a good fight for us. We do also have a Chain Lightning. Nice dodge by my opponent. I think we still got some of his dudes. It's a little bit hard to tell. Let's see where he sets up here. Looks like he's setting up right there. So we'll drop the Chain Lightning there from the Summoners. And just keep pulling. You guys keep coming in this way. What spells does he have in Guild? Yeah, Plague of Rust. Okay, that's fine. And then you guys can go start poking these demis if we can. Cool. All right, chicken. We're back. We're back in business once again. The Chain Lightning able to force those guys back. But my opponent, very, very good dodging from him so far. He hasn't been hit by too many spells like that. And I think this position is pretty much a foregone conclusion. We don't need to really work that too much. Demis will never catch our skirmishers unless he has some sort of net play. These are actually Pistoliers here. Interesting, interesting. So, yeah, let's just hunt down the Demogryph Knights. Once we are able to catch them, we'll use Plague of Rust and hopefully be okay from there. So yeah, my opponent more or less in kite mode now. I think he does have some, cab presence, but I think we're in a pretty commanding position. Summoners of Rage are in really, really good shape. Let's go ahead and take an angle of pursuit to see if we can head off those demis. Yeah, so we're going to try and cut them off here. Do this, and now we can go ahead and overcast this Plague of Rust because we have a ton of spawn here. So you guys will see like how quick these guys are going to get wrecked. Because now the demis are at 65 armor, so, spawn and weird spawn will also sunder. Just look at them get crunched there. Oh, baby. Talk dirty. It's quite nice. Yeah, those demis are crunched, and you can see the bounce power really, really reflecting that, right? So he doesn't have any blob punishment abilities. He just has Plague of Rust. I think he brought healing too, like a Life Wizard, so we're going to go ahead and degroup these guys right now. All right, looks fine. Chicken, put him in group 4. Arcane Conduit, stand your ground. Yeah, he's rallying some forces. I don't think it's going to be enough. Like, I think our blob is just too strong. Demogryph Knights aren't the fastest cab unit also. So we're going to just full-on engage these guys here. Just go in melee and take off the skirmish mode. We need to head them off. I don't have any hounds left. He was able to get those guys down, so maybe if we can catch the demis with some fast skirmish cab, we can take them down. I'm just trying to get army losses off him here, because he does have a fair amount of kite left. I could lose some spawn, lose some other units. So let's go ahead and get the angle of pursuit. So we're going to cut them off here. And we should have another Plague of Rust in just a moment. Getting a little bit close to the edge of the battlefield is dangerous. Do we have anything we want to send after the Pistoliers here? We can, yeah. I guess we could head these guys off. So let's just make sure they don't get away. Yeah, because this will maybe trigger army losses for him. It might. It's going to be close. And now we can go in. Cool. All right, so let's go ahead and overcast the Fat Plague of Rust. Going to put them down to 65 armor, which is quite nice. Summoners of Rage will just beat them down. It looks like he's landing with Gelt, so this is like his last stand here. He's played well though. It's been a really good scrap. This is the build I was using against the tournament when I played against Soothsayer, and it worked pretty well. All right, and that should be army losses. GG, well played. It was a great game, man. And that Chaos build is quite strong. Yeah, what did he have? Double demis, double greatsword. Yeah, definitely like greatswords will beat Marauders, but against Spawn with Plague of Rust, they just get wrecked so hard. I liked his build though, for sure. The thing is, it's super micro intensive, like a build like that. He didn't make too many mistakes though. Like I didn't ever catch his skirmishers really. He was quite solid with that. One thing, I don't like the leadership situation too much. Like Gelt plus, Gelt does give you Staff of Valans, but like just bringing him from Plague of Rust, I mean, I feel like a character like Franz is going to be such a game changer, right? Franz or maybe even just Gelt, but use the final transmutations. You guys probably noticed that throughout the course of that game. I blobbed up super hard, right? Like I had these huge Death Stars just roaming around and gooning things. If he had been able to punish my blobs with like a final transmutation or something, but the thing is, if you also go great swords plus demis, then you kind of have to bring healing or else you're losing out on a ton of value. You don't have to, but it really benefits those type of units, especially demis. Yeah, triple demi, a very elite army, and it was quite cool, but didn't seem to have the best answers. I mean, Pistoliers and Outriders are quite good against Spawn, but I guess they just couldn't get those proper angles. Yeah, I mean, all in all, I mean, I think it's an army that can beat Chaos and do well. I'm not a huge fan of the Gelt Jade Wizard combo. Either Franz or just Gelt and cut the Jade Wizard and then like kind of synergize your army more around Gelt and using Lord Metal and, you know, maybe getting some, yeah, I don't know, some cheeky Huntsman or something to shoot down my Spawn. I don't know. Yeah, he played well. He had good micro, good control. It was a good scrap. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this Chaos versus Empire game. And aside from that, see you guys back with more content soon. And yeah, cheers, guys.